Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and we got an intriguing email from Gaia, whose partner is JV, who created this puzzle, and she said that he'd created this puzzle, and it's very popular and internationally ranked. I don't know what that means. I didn't think there was a ranking for Sudokus, but I don't know. I mean, maybe there is. I don't know everything about the Sudoku world. But anyway, I'm looking forward to giving this a try because it's got an intriguing setup. And we'll have a look at that in a moment. First of all, I do want to mention all sorts of things going on. So on the channel, we're doing 2 Sudoku videos a day, obviously. And of course, this week did a puzzle to celebrate the Royal Albert Hall's 150th anniversary. At their request, I think it was, we commissioned this puzzle and the Pedaling Pianist delivered an absolute corker. That was Simon's video for Sunday night. Do check it out. And of course, in Monday night, streaming from the Blueprints house, we've got Friday crossword masterclasses, and then occasional extras like collaboration videos as prizes. For instance, the new Patreon reward is Sandra and Nala's Bug Friends hunt, where Nala goes bug hunting, sometimes in the fog, sometimes in pencil puzzles. It is really good fun. Do check it out. Different ways to get to the solution. And if you send a solution by the 20th, you have a chance of being in the draw for, well, you will be in the draw, but you have a chance of winning the prize of a collaboration with Simon. We've got other stuff on Patreon too, gridogram and connections videos and some cryptic crosswords. So it's good fun there as well. And then there are our apps, which are also good fun. They do feature Thermo and Killer Sudoku, as well as Classic Sudoku 2 and the Worms. So please check those out. Now, I don't think JV is Justin Vitanza, who shares the initials, but JV has created triangular cages, and you see this grid empty of any numbers or killer clues, 3 tiny thermos, and some cages, some of which are too big for their own good. We will go through the rules now and try and have a go at the puzzle. So, normal Sudoku rules apply. That means putting 1 to 9 in every row, column, and 3 by 3 box. Now, there are triangular cages. Each cage must sum to a unique triangular number, and it lists the first few, 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, and 21. Triangular numbers are typically formed by taking the sum of the first k numbers, 1, 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2 plus 3, and so on. This must not be the way a given cage is constructed. For example, a 10 cage must not be 1, 2, 3, 4. Additionally, digits may repeat in a cage, but must all share the same count, the same number of times they appear if they do. A 10 cage could be 2323, but not 1117. I mean, this is a fascinating pair of restrictions on this rule. Numbers on a thermometer increase away as they move away from the bulb. Okay, that's all very well. And then it says, by request, this is in the rules, if you call up the puzzle, you'll get this. By request, here is a list of the first 20 triangular numbers, 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, 21, 28, 36, 45, 55, 66, 78, 91, 105, 120, 136, 153, 171, 190, and 210. Now, I know you knew all those off the top of your head. I didn't. I can do those triangular numbers up to 66 without really thinking about it, and then after that it gets a little harder. So I'm glad they've been provided. But I'm also a little nervous that we're going to need to add cages up to numbers well over 100 potentially in this puzzle. So we'll see how that goes. I don't mind a little mental arithmetic in puzzles, but it can blow my brains sometimes. Do give it a try on that first link under the puzzle. I am going to start now. You can check the video length, see how I'm about to find it. Let's get cracking. Now, how on God's green earth do we get cracking on this? The thermos are no help. So it's got to be the cage totals, but they don't seem to be enough. Right, let's colour the cages. So we've got some 2-cell cages, a 3-cell cage, no 4-cell cages, a 5-cell cage. Then we jump to a 6. Then there's what is this? Is this 9? I think it's 9. Yeah, but the digits can repeat, so that doesn't have to be 45. And then there are 2 enormous cages. Well, we'll get to those. 3 2-cell cages. Now, these cannot contain a sum adding to 1. I think that's obvious. But I think there are 4 sums that they can contain. 3, 6, 10, and 15. So these 3 purple cages are from that group of cells. Now the red, now we could extend up to 21, not beyond, as a total. And for the yellow, well, the yellow couldn't be 36, but it could be 28. So we seem to have a little bit of redundancy, which isn't helping. So maybe we're just going to have to do Sudoku or something to all work on the really big numbers. This cage has 16 cells in it. Oh, actually, I should go beyond. That could go up to 28. The green, you see, the green could be 45, but it could also be 36 if it has enough repeats that are the right numbers. This was 16 cells. Is this 16 cells as well? 3, 6. No, this is 15 cells. Oh, well, we've got to think about the factors of 15 then. Right. The rule about digits can repeat in a cage but must all share the same count. This is actually quite restrictive. Because if there are 15 cells in a cage and each repeated digit appears the same number of times, that number of times has to be a factor of 15 so that they can all share it. Therefore, this cage is either 3 cells repeated 5 times each, which it is not because we're only using 4 boxes, or which it must be, 5 digits repeated 3 times each. So does that mean the 16 cell cage is 4 digits repeated 4 times each? No, because there are 6 different digits in it. So this must be 8 digits repeated twice each. It would still really help to have these numbers narrowed down. How can I work out that one of 3, 6, 10 or 15 can't go? Oh, there's this other restriction. What was the other restriction? Oh, yes, bingo, right. We're not allowed to have a 1 plus 2 cage. I'd forgotten this bit of the rule. We're not allowed to have a cage being constructed by 1 plus 2 plus everything up to k. Therefore, there isn't a 3 cage because it would have to be a 1 and a 2. So, okay, we're in business. These 3 purple cages, I'm sorry I didn't remember that, or check it. They are 6, 10 and 15 in some order. Now that's not so important. Well, I mean, it's obviously going to be important for them, but I don't know how to get started on that. What I do know is what happens to red, which now can't be 1, 3, 6, 10 or 15. And once you get past 21, the numbers are too high. So this must be a 21 cage. Now, I could write that in here in that way as an aide-memoire. I mean, obviously this cage won't contain the digits 1 or 2. But let's carry on, because the yellow cage can't be 36, so this must be a 28 cage. Oh, and that means these digits, we know their sum because we know a secret about the sum of every row, column, and box. Oh, actually, this is very important, sum. Okay, the secret that we know is because we know the sum of the digits from 1 to 9. And my goodness, it's made very clear in this puzzle. It's the 9th triangular number. It is 45. So this box adds up to 45 because it must contain the digits 1 to 9 once each. Now we know the yellow area adds up to 28. We subtract that from 45. And this area containing the thermo, but also one other cell, adds up to 17. Now, what did we say about this cage? We said there are 3 lots each of 5 digits, and the total... No, sorry, this is the other thing I thought about. This cage, which I'd been assuming was 45, containing each of the digits 1 to 9, that is not true. That is not allowed, because that would be 1 plus 2 all the way up to k, and we're not allowed to form a cage that way. Now, that doesn't mean it's not a 45 cage. It could still be a 45 cage. It's either 36 or 45, and I'm going to write that weirdly in here as an aide-memoire. Now that we know it's not a set of the digits 1 to 9, we know that it does have repeats. And now we can do the factoring thing again. This has 9 cells. That's only got 1 factor. That means there are 3 lots of 3 digits. I was going to say repeating 3 times each, but you know what I mean. Oh, that's slightly redundant. But the digits, therefore, add up to either 36. Oh, no, hang on. There's this blue cage, which can't be 21 or 28. Well, that's going to have to be 36. Even allowing for... Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Okay, I was going to say even allowing for repeats, 987, 987, then I suddenly realised that gets us over 45. It gets us to 48. But this cannot be a 45 cage because we would have to repeat the same digit 3 times there and there. And therefore, the cage total would be even. It would be 2 times the sum of those digits, x. So this cage is the 36 cage. This cage is not the 36 cage, it's the 45 cage. And we can do this factor, and this factor thing is really helpful. It's now not 3 sets of 3 cells that all add up to 12, which would have been fine. It's 3 sets of 3 cells that all add up to 15 to make the total 45. And they're always the same digits. And there's going to be weird X-wingy things. Yeah, I mean, there is a weird thing. Those 3 and those 3 will repeat twice in rows 2 and 3. And their appearances in row 1 must all be in box 1. So those 3 cells will be the same digits adding up to 15. And those 2 will have to add up to 13. And I don't know how to pencil mark that. But it's true. Anyway, this is the 36 cage. This is a 45 cage. These bigger ones are bigger than 45, which is unsurprising, but it does at least say they can't possibly be that. 55 has problematic factors. 55's factors are 5 and 11. Now you cannot have a cage which is 11 lots of 5 digits or 5 lots of 11 digits. That's just nonsensical. So then we go up to 66, 78, 91 is going to be ruled out. 91 is 7 times 13. And similarly to 55, you can't have 7 lots of 13 digits or 13 lots of 7. And I'm talking about the wrong things there. Am I? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. That's okay. That logic is fine. So short of this being 105, 35, 70, well, there's only 17 here. Right, the absolute maximum is 17 here, 35, 35, because they have to be 5 different digits, 98765, 70, 87, and a 9 here is 96. So we can't go to 105. So this cage is either 66 or 78. I do not know how to record that. I have a feeling this cage is the same. We said no to this being 4 lots of 4 of the same of the 4 same digits. This has to be 2 lots of 8 digits. Those 8 digits could add up maximally 98765432 to 44. So the maximum number is 88. And the minimum number is 72. Yeah, the minimum number is 72 because those 8 different digits, the minimum they could be is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The triangular number for 8 is 36. Multiply that by 2, the cage would have to add up to 72. Right, the cage adds up to 78. It is definite. It is a certainty. And now this cage doesn't. This cage definitely adds up to 66. And now we've got the totals of all the cages apart from the 2-cell ones, and we know they are 6, 10 and 15 in some order. Well, I mean, I know we're 11.5 minutes in. I haven't thought about placing a single digit in the grid, but it's still progress. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, I know what digit is excluded from 78. I divide 78 by 2 and I get 39. I subtract that from 45 and that is the 9th missing digit. It's a 6. There is no 6 in this cage. Therefore, in box 9, the 6 is in one of those cells. And in box 7, it's in one of those cells. And now in row 9, it's in one of those cells. So we're narrowing down 6. Now, this cage total is 36. That is, it's got at least 3 different digits. Oh, it could have 1 each. Oh, bother. I thought it was definite that it was going to be 3 digits repeated twice. Oh, I may even have excluded a number. I excluded 45. That can't be 6 different digits once each. 36 can be. If this is a 36 cage with 1 each of 6 different digits, then the digits missing from the 1 to 9 set add up to 9. And we know 6 isn't missing. Okay, well, we'll come back to that. Now, what else can we do? We now know that this cage is 66, and it is 3 lots of digits. It's those 5 digits. They repeat here as the same 5, and then they repeat here as well as the same 5. Grey's a bad choice. Let's go dark blue. That is the same 5 digits that appear here, so that they all appear 3 times each. And 66 divided by 3 means that these sets add up to 22, and we know that that group adds up to 17 from box 1, and that's sort of in a quintet with this cell adding up to 22. So this cell is our first digit in the grid. It's a 5. Very often in these remarkable puzzles, we find that 5 can be the first cell in the grid, and it's in box 5, but it's normally there in the central cell. But this isn't a big symmetrical puzzle. This is just a really interesting idea. Now, that means that these cells in box 1 don't include a 5, because this is a set of 5 different digits analogous to that. Oh, I'm going to find out what that cell is in a moment. But first of all, I'm going to say that 5 is in yellow in box 1. This is going to mess up my... Well, okay, I'm going to remember that for now. At some point soon, I'm going to remove these totals, but they're being quite useful at the moment. Now, this group adds up to 22, a third of 66. This group adds up to 15, a third of 45. Between them, that's 37. This digit must be an 8 to get our total up to 45. Now we know that 8 is not in the group of orange digits, that is the same as the group of dark blue digits. Therefore, one of these cells is an 8, and I think I know exactly where that goes. It goes here. Let me just check my maths. 22 plus 15 is 37. That's an 8. 8 must be in this group. No, 8 is not in this group. I've got that bit wrong. 8 is in... Yes, it is. 8... No, 8 is not in orange. So it's not in blue. So it's in this cage, which we now know has an 8 and a 5. Now I am taking out the total. We've got 13. Oh, I tell you what, we know that these 3 digits repeat there and up here. They don't include 8. So 8 is not in those cells. And I worked out earlier that this cage adds up to 28. These 3 are those 3 digits and add up to 15. The 8 is in one of these 2 digits, adding up to 13, and therefore they are an 8-5 pair. And in fact, we know the order from one of the only 2 digits we've got in the puzzle. Excellent. Right, well, we've done something. Now, where's 5 in this cage? It's in this orange set. Even though that's a repeat in the cage, that is true. There's an 8 somewhere up here. I'm not going to pencil mark that yet. I'm going to think about this set that adds up to 15 and also appears here. No, I'm not. I don't think we've limited that enough to think about that. I'd love to find out what the purple cages were doing, but it's very difficult. Oh, it's so tricky. This blue cage having this Schrödinger-like existence of either 6 different digits or 3 digits repeated twice each. That's really buckling my brain a bit. Oh, now, we know that these add up to 22. Ah, where does 8 go in this box? In box 4. It doesn't go in those cells. And it does not appear in the orange set. So it does appear, unsurprisingly, in the 21, in one of those 2 cells, in the 21 cage. Along with 2 other digits that sum to 13 and are either 9, 4 or 7, 6. Ah, here's another interesting point. This group of 4 is the same as this group of 4 and this group of 4, because they're the... No, not that group of 4. Oh, that's weird. Hang on. I'm really confusing myself. Orange is the same as dark blue. It's the same 5 digits, repeated 3 times each. So these 4 cells, well, they are the same as these, and they appear in yellow. So those 2 definitely appear there and there, which is weird. Oh, no, I mean, yeah, they do appear in yellow, but they don't include 5. So those 3 are these 3, and they're those 2 and 1 that appears here that add up to 15. Okay, yes, that does make sense. I'm sorry I'm being so slow about this, but I find it wildly confusing. Now, I'm taking out that 78 total. All I know about this cage distills down to the fact that it has 2 repeats of every digit that isn't 6. That's enough. That's all I need to know. I'm taking out this pencil mark. I know that orange and dark blue add up to 22. I'm going to take out this corner mark now. I know that this group is the same as this group, the same as this group, adds up to 15 every time, and this adds up to 21. So I've learnt all that. I hope you have along with me. Now I need to make some progress on purple or green or something. Well, hang on. We learnt that... Did we learn what this group were? No, we didn't. I thought I had learnt that these would add up to 18, but that's not true. If this 30, or not necessarily true, if this 36 cage is 6 different digits, then this might not add up to that sum at all. We can't rule on the sum of these 6 based on the 78 cage total down here. I don't think we can. Right, so let's consider purple. We've got one that adds up to 6 and is either 2, 4 or 1, 5. One that adds up to 10 and could be anything. And one that adds up to 15, which is either 8, 7 or 6, 9. Wow. Oh, hang on, there's a 5. Look, 5, 5. There's a 5 here somewhere. Oh, well, that is the last pencil mark. I'm going to try and remember that blue equals 36. Now, there's a 5 in that group. Can we have 3 repeats? 5, 6, 7 there, 5, 6, 7 here would add up to 18 on both sides. We can still have that. In a way, I hope we don't, but it might be right. Actually, in another way, I hope we do, because it would really place digits better than this being... now, to take out 3 digits that add up to 9, in the case where this was 1 digit, 6 digits each appearing once, there's always a middly digit in any group of 3 that adds up to 9 that are different from each other. And that now can't be 5 or 6. So that would be 4. So we do now know that 4 doesn't appear in this cage. Because if it's missing, actually, if it's missing, it would be 2, 3 and 4 that were missed. And then the cage would contain 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it either contains that or 5, 6, 7 twice each. Oh, if it contains an 8, it can't have it in those cells because of the pencil marked 8. It would have to be in this group. Okay, I don't know what the next step is. These add up to 15 and they keep repeating. Do I know anything about 6s? Have I learnt stuff about 6s from these appearances of 6? Yes, I've learnt that 6 is not in this 15 sum because these 3 appear there and also in those cells for column 9. So they don't include 6. So now I know that this group of 3 cells doesn't include 8 or 6 and adds up to 15. Well, it's either got a 9 in it or a 7 in it. And if it's got a 7 in it, the 2 lower digits, which don't include 6, are 5, 3. Oh, there's definitely a 5 in it, because 5 is... No, there's definitely not a 5 in it, because 5 is in orange. 5, yeah, that's an equivalent of orange. 5 is in orange, so there's a 5 up there. So there's no 5 in it, so it's not 7, 5, 3. It must be 9, 4, 2. You can't use 8, 6 or 5 in this green area. It's got to be 9, 4, 2 every time. Well, this is a big deal. On the Thermo, this digit can't be 9, this one can't be 2. That 249 and that 249, they repeat in column 9 down here. I mean, I could even colour them green, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to put them in there. They also repeat up here. And now we know the blue and therefore the orange digits are 1, 3, 6, 7, 5, which is obvious in this box from what's left over. But it's useful in this box. If that's 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, these are 2, 8, 4, 9. Now, 2 can't get into the 21 cage. So these are from 8, 4, 9. That's really good because once 2 of the digits in a 21 cage are from 4, 8, 9, they all are. And in fact, this digit in this box is there, isn't it? That digit has to go there because it's not allowed in orange. So that's now 4 or 9 in that cell. And this is the only place for 2 in the box. And this is part of a 4-9 pair in the column. And that might do us some good at some point. Now, we've got 2, 4, 8, 9 there. We could still have 5, 6, 7 here. Now, what was the case of the cage with 6 one-digit numbers? It was, or non-repeating numbers, it was 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, 9 cannot go in this cage anyway. It can't go in this box because of 9 there, and because of 9 here, it can't go in this box. So this cage is a double repeater of 5, 6, 7, because it has 5 and 6 in it, and each segment has to add up to 18. It looks so odd filling in a cage like that, but it's right. And this is a 1-3 pair. And these are 1-3-8, and these are 1-3-8. And are they repeating beautifully? Well, they can't go here because there's a 1-3-8 triple. So that digit, which also can't be 5, that is 6 or 7. Now, it is time, my friends, to look at the purples. These are adding up to 6, 10, and 15. Now, what do we know about them? Precious little about that one. No, hang on, we've got other things to do first that might help with this one especially. Right, this 78 enormous cage has now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 in it. We know it's going to have every digit except 6 twice, so it's got to have 5 and 7 twice more. Once in this box, where 5 and 7 must appear in these cells, and once in this box, where, again, 5 and 7 must appear in these cells. Now, can we add what they are? By some reference to what these have to add up to. I don't think we can. The other digits here are from this set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, and then they will go into this. Okay, let's have a look at this digit. Oh no, it could be 6. Oh, bother. Okay, let's have a look at the purple cages again. Right, well now we know at least that this one can't have 5, 6 or 7 in it. If this one can't have 5 in it either. Oh, look at this column. Hang on a sec. That's a 2, 4, 9 triple. That digit goes there, doesn't it? And actually, that's a good point. This digit goes there. Because of the repeat stuff. Now, what I was going to say about these two is they can't be from 2, 4, 9 or 5, 6, 7. So they're from 1, 3, 8. On the Thermo, that can't be an 8. That's 1 or 3. Oh, this Thermo, we're selecting from 1, 3, 6, and 7. So that is a bit more limited. I did sort of spot that when I was trying to fill it in earlier. I planned to change it. That gives me a 1-3 pair, actually. So that digit is not a 5. This is the only place for 5 in row 3. That's not a 5. Oh, this cage is not a 6 cage now. It can't be 5-1 or 4-2. So this either adds up to 10 without using 2, 4, or 9, in which case it's 3, 7, or 15 without using 9, in which case it's 7, 8. So this cage has a 7 in it and either 3 or 8. It's either a 10 or a 15 cage. This one, wow, if this is 6, it's 2, 4. If it's 10, it can't use 8 or 1 or 3, and it's 4, 6. And if it's 15, it's 6, 9. So it uses digits from 2, 4, 6, 9. This cage, if it doesn't use a 5 or a 6 or a 7. If it's a 6 cage, it's 2, 4. If it's a 10 cage, I suppose 1, 9 and 2, 8 are both possible. And if it's a 15 cage, it can't be, because it can't use 7 or 6. Wow. So it's either 2, 4, 2, 8, or 1, 9. Okay, I need to do some cunning thinking. Some interaction of these purples must be... Is that the only place for 6 in the box? It is. So those are a 5, 7 pair. these two, no, I was going to say where that repeats, but I don't know. That digit repeats there in box 9, so that's 5 or 7. And now this digit has to be a 6, apparently. That was probably really easy to do, and not for me. One of those is a 1, so that's not a 1. Now one of these is a 1, so that's not a 1. Now one of these is a 1, and that's not easy. Oh, it's got tricky again, hasn't it? Right, where are 5 and 7? Oh no, they could be there and there in this row. Sorry, I thought I was being incredibly clever, and I wasn't. 4 and 9 have gone as a pair in this column. So these are selected from 1, 3, 6, 7. That can't be 6 at the bottom, because 6 is in one of these cells. And 7 is in the cage, so those can't have a 7 in. Now, have a think about this digit and where it goes in boxes 8 and 9. This digit clearly doesn't, it could be a 6, but if it's 1 or 3, it doesn't go in this cage here. So it has to go twice into the big 78 region. So once in that cage, which would be here, and once in this cage, which would then be in one of those 3 cells. But if it's there and it's 1 or 3, it can't go here, and it's not pencil marked available in those. So this can't be 1 or 3, or it's just blocked out of the puzzle. So that is a 6, which is a very, very peculiar way in this puzzle of finding that. This digit is not 6. Now we've found 6 in the box. It doesn't help with 6. It probably doesn't help with anything else, but it was interesting. Now, these 2 cells, whatever they both are, they're both in this group and both in this group. So they're from 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Now I can do my little trick. They're not 5 or 7. Where do 5 and 7 go in this row? Actually, I could have done it earlier. My brain must have been telling me what my mind couldn't understand, or the other way around. Anyway, this can't contain 5 or 7 because we've got them pencil marked. This can't contain 5 or 7 because they're pencil marked into this cage. So the second 5 or 7 in this row is right here. And I hear you wondering, is it going to be worth colouring 5s and 7s? I mean, I really could afford to get rid of all the other colours, because I know what, well, maybe apart from purple, I know what they're all doing, frankly. I'm going to get rid of all the other colours. They've done a lovely job for me. But I'm thinking of pencil marking 5s and 7s against each other, just to see if that goes anywhere. They're both up here. That's one of them. Obviously, all 5s are one of them. Yeah, so red in this box must go here, because it's got to be in the cage in this box. Yellow is in one of these cells, and therefore one of these. And now we know these digits are not 5 or 7, which I didn't know before. I think that's valuable. Yellow, yellow, yellow and red are both up here. I know that, that's fine. Red there, right. Red must be in one of those 2 cells, because these are not pencil marked for 5s and 7s. So that digit must be red, 5 or 7. Now, I want to say that yellow can't be here, because then it would have to be here and there'd be nowhere for it in column 5. So that's not yellow. It's not 5 or 7. Can this be yellow? No, same reason exactly. If that was yellow, what I should have said is, where does yellow go in column 5? And I would have found it was here. Simples. Well, not simple actually, but really interesting. and not actually helping anything else in the column. But still, we found it here, which means these two cells have to repeat. Do they? What are they? They're from this group. No, they go into these two. So those greens will be these two cells and will be in this group. That's not so interesting. No, it's not very helpful. I just don't know what they are. I don't know what numbers they are. I know what their geometry is quite well, but I don't know what their numbers are. Right, time to think about the purples again. We have too many candidates here. We know this is a 10 or a 15 cage. Okay, let's think about what this can be. At the moment, I've got all totals possible, 6, 10 or 15. But if this was a 2-4 pair, adding up to 6, that would be a 9. Then this could only be 1 or 8. And if that was a 6, this can never be a 15 cage. So if that's a 6 cage, this is a 10 cage, and that's a 15 cage. If this is a 10 cage of 4, 6, is anything broken? I'll tell you what's interesting here, actually. If this is a 10 cage, it's either 2-8 or 1-9. Either it has... it can't be 2-8. Because both 2 and 8 would be X-winged between boxes 2 and 8, funnily enough. And they'd have to go into these cells where you can't get them both. So this is not a 2-8 pair. It can still be 2-4 adding up to 6, or 1-9 adding up to 10. If it's 1-9, there's an X-wing on 9s only, and 9 would have to appear in one of these cells. There'd also be an X-wing on 1s. I can't rule that out. Bother. But if this is 2-4, that's an X-wing on 2 and 4. And this cage would have to be a 6-9 cage. So we'd have the 6 and the 15. This would be the 10 cage and would be a 7-3 pair. And that digit would be a 3. I don't know what to focus on. Maybe not what I'm looking at the moment. Although, no, I got rid of something. That's good. In fact, where's 8 in this row? Either there or here. Now, if it was here, it would be in the cage. Yeah, I don't know. That's not very helpful. That digit has to go in one of those cells. No, if it's a 7, it's going in one of those cells. That's wrong, okay. Haven't used this Thermo at all, don't know how to. There's an 8 in one of these. Now, what about this column, which had the 4-9 pair in it? So this digit is 1, 3, or 7 now, which are from the group of candidates for the cage. Oh, is this not X-winged? No, it would be... Six, 9 here. Would X-wing with 9 and put 9 in one of these cells? I can't see how that solves anything. Oh, I'm one deduction away from something here, but I don't know what it is. That was 1 or 3, and it's going in one of these cells and one of these two. If it's 1, that's a 1, 2, 4, 9 group, and everything else is 3 or 8. So if that was a 1, this would be 3 or 8, and these would be Well, if it's a 1, it can't go on the Thermo in that position. It would have to go here. In fact, let's just think about it being a 3. Let's just think about this digit being on the Thermo. It would have to be a 3, and this would be 2 and 1. And that might break something. 3, 6. The 1 here would be there. Okay, it doesn't break anything. So it's only if it's a 1, it has to go here. And then it'll go here, and in one of these two. Oh, I don't know. How about these two Thermos? One of them begins with a 3 and must either go 4, 9 or 6, 7. If that begins with a 3, this is an 8, 7 pair, and that digit becomes a 1. So then we'd get 1s definitely in these sorts of cells. And we'd have a 15 cage here. That just means that these would be 10 and 6. This one is already 6 or 10. This one is 10 or 15. Okay, here's a little thought. One of these is the 6 cage and is made up of 2, 4. And all of those cells see this cell, which can't be 2 or 4. And it can't be 5 or 7. And I'm going to run it, and it can't be 8. And I'm going to run out of restrictions on it immediately. Bother. Oh, 6. I haven't seen this. 6 can't be in those cells. It's in one of these two. So it can't be there. It must be here. Now, what was I just I was just determining. Right, I was just determining that that wasn't 2 or 4. And that's proved because it's 6. So my previous conclusion was right, just totally unnecessary. Now, 6 can't be in this cell. So this is not the 10 cage. But that's weird. So now each cage has 2 possibilities. This is either 6 or 15. This is 15 or 10. And this is 6 or 10. But this uses a 4 now, doesn't it? No, hang on. 15 has gone. 10 has gone as well. This is now definitely the 6 gauge, the 2 and 4. It's determined. It's finished. I think the puzzle's going to finish. Well, which is about right at 43 minutes. That is right, isn't it? I previously had 2, 4, 6, 9. When I take out 6, I can make it add to 6. I can't make it add to 10 because 8, 6, 7 have gone. It can't be 1, 9 because of that pair. Yep, it can't add to 10, and it can't add to 15 because 8 and 6 are gone. So this is a 6 cage. Just wanted to check there. Now I'm going to get loads done. That's a 9. That's 4. That's 2. This is 2. By my pencil marking, that's 9. That's 4. By Thermo, this is a 1. But I can also do a 2 there, which sorts out this 4, 2 cage and also gives me 9, 4. So we're racing away now. Now this can't be the 6 cage and must add up to 10. I just want to check. It can't use 7, it can't use 6, and it can't be 2, 8. So it is 1, 9. That digit is a 3. The only place for 3 in this column is there, and this is a 1. In this row, that can't be 9. We've got 2, 4, and 8 to place. So this digit, the 2 greens are 3 and 2, 4, or 8. And then they appear down here. That's no use. Never mind about that. Right. Now we're still moving. Those can't be 3s. That is a known 3, and on this Thermo that means we get 3, 6, 7 and a 1 in the other cell. Now we can place 1 in box 2. This digit is 3 or 7. That's not a 1 anymore. It's part of a 3, 8 pair in the column. That 6 is going to put 6 into one of these 2 cells. but so 3 is also going in one of those two cells. It's a 3-6 pair, and that places 5, which does look very weird. 5 looks at that cell, so we now know that the red is 7, and therefore the 5 digit is yellow. So if I highlight all the reds, I can put 7 in them all. And if I highlight, well, let's get rid of my colouring there. Highlight all the yellows, and I can put 5 in them. And one of these two is a 5. None of them is a 7. This digit has become a 1. One of those is a 5. In fact, we know which one. Shall I keep colouring them yellow, or shall I get rid of the colours? That's a 7. Looks like I'm still doing the colours. That's a red. Oh, and now we've found it in, yeah, that was worth doing, maybe. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the red, but I've found 7 in this yellow, in this purple cage. It's there. Now, we've had the 6 and the 10 purple cages. This is the 15, so that's an 8. We're not going to get a 3 in the corner today. Music fans will be happy, because it means I don't do what I call singing. And that's a 1-3 pair. Yeah, this is all happening now. We've got, that's not a 4 anymore, that's a 9. That's now a 9. This is 4 in the corner. This is a 5 to complete the column. Actually, I can do these cells, 3, 6. That's a 7. I thought I'd done that earlier. I'm sure I entered that earlier. What happened? Don't know. 2, 4, or 8. We need 3 to repeat in green, so I'm not unhappy that I kept that colour going. But it's done now. Now that can't be a 2 in that position on the Thermo, and I suspect it can't be a 4 anymore, given that these can't include 1 and 3. That's true. That's an 8. This is a 1. This is not 9, so the 9 in the row goes there. This is now 8. So we've had 3, 8, 7, 5, and 2, 4, as well as 1, 9, and the 3, 6 is all missing from this cage. It must add up to 78. That's good. Now, these digits are 2, 4, and 9. Well, the only place I can put 9 is there, and then the Thermo sorts itself out. And I can do 2, 9 at the top. This pair is 6, 8. That sorts out 6, 3. I've got a missing 1. Then I can do 3, 1, 4, 2, 4, 2, and a 3, 8. And there we go. We have found all of our triangular cages. It's a very clever puzzle. I don't know about being internationally ranked, but it's high on my list of enjoyable puzzles. Really clever stuff, JV. Thank you, Gaia, for sending it along to us. Your loyalty is very well merited. And an absolute pleasure to have a chance to do it. And thank you for watching. We will see you again soon on the channel, I hope. Do come back tomorrow. Bye for now.